Namaste and welcome. Thank you so much for choosing to be here today. Today we're going to go ahead and get started in Child's Pose. When you're ready, come onto your hands and to your knees. Allow your hips to rest on your heels. If that's not comfortable, you can place a bolster or a blanket in between your thighs and your calves, and that should elevate your hips a bit. Walk your hands forward so that your chest rests between your thighs. And allow your forehead to come onto the mat. Take a few deep breaths into your body. Allow these breaths to direct your attention inward towards your body, noticing how you're feeling, how you're breathing in this moment right now. Giving your mind permission to take a little break as you start to listen to the wisdom within your body, listening to what you need today, moment by moment, breath by breath, knowing that our journey may direct us in ways that we don't expect, and allowing all of that to be okay. This practice today might require you to drop into this pose a little bit more often. If your body is asking to take breaks, listen to that calling and drop into this pose to reconnect to your breath. Setting aside the ego, the need to do everything, and instead just doing what feels good in your body today. Knowing that that might change tomorrow or the next day. Letting your breath be your guide. And anytime the breath becomes short, dropping down into this pose to reconnect to those deep, nourishing breaths. And take one more deep breath. Hold the breath in at the top and see if you can draw in a little bit more air. And then exhale, let it all go. Shift forward onto your hands and to your knees. Spread your fingertips nice and wide on the mat, root down through your index knuckle, and see if you can feel already a little lift up through your forearms. Draw the navel center in towards the spine so it hugs your belly in and kind of protects your lower back. And then ever so gently wrap your triceps or the upper arm, back of the upper arms back, broadening your collarbones a little bit. You can easily move your head from side to side. And then go ahead and step back into plank pose. You can always drop your knees down in plank. Otherwise, keep the knees elevated and legs engaged. Heels kind of gently pull back as the sternum, or the space between your collarbones, draws forward. 3 breaths. Take a deep breath in, and then exhale, pull your hips back into down dog. Inhale, shift forward into plank. Exhale, down dog. 3 more times. Inhaling, shifting into plank pose. And then exhale, drawing your hips back into down dog. Make sure your chest isn't dumped towards the floor. Feel your lower ribs pull in. Inhale, shift into plank. Exhale, down dog. And then last one. And exhale, down dog. So with your ears resting comfortably between your arms, feel your forearms lift a bit and your triceps wrap down. Those floating ribs pull in. It's okay to bend your knees as much as you need in down dog. You can pedal out to your feet if that feels good. Now inhale, lift your right leg up just a bit so that your leg is parallel with the ground. Press into both arms evenly. Take one more breath. And then exhale, set your foot down. Other side, lift your left leg up. And again, not too high, just enough so that the leg is parallel with the floor so that your hips stay neutral and even. And instead, press into your palms. Feel that strength and containment as you draw everything towards your midline. And then exhale, lower that down. Inhale, shift forward into plank. And then exhale, bend your elbows back so they sweep the sides of your waist and lower to the mat. Release the tops of your feet onto the floor. And as you inhale, lift your chest for cobra. And then exhale, lower it back down. 2 more. Inhale, cobra. Shoulders away from the ears. Exhale, lower down. And then inhale, lift your chest for cobra. Press the tops of the feet down. Hug the elbows in. Allow your sternum to lift rather than dropping the head back. Chin draws in. And then exhale, lower down. Press to plank pose. And then exhale, down dog. Now inhale, lift your right leg up. And then exhale, draw your knee towards your nose into tiger's pose. Inhale, up and back. Exhale, tiger's pose. Inhale, your right foot up and back. And now exhale, step your right foot outside your right hand. A little bit different. And engage your back leg, hug your inner right thigh in. And then find plank pose in your body. Pull the sternum forward, but draw the navel center in. And step back into down dog. And switch. Inhale, lift your left leg up. Exhale, knee to nose, tiger's pose. Inhale, up and back. Exhale, tiger's pose. Inhale, up and back. Exhale, tiger's pose. Inhale, up and back. Now step your left foot outside your left hand. And then you can always come up onto your fingertips if that feels better in your body. Keep your back leg lifted and kind of try to squeeze your inner thighs a little bit. So rather than letting them all hang out, pull it in towards the midline and draw the sternum forward. Deep breaths. Breathing through the intensity. Notice if it becomes too much. And if so, you can always back off. One more inhale. And then exhale, down dog. Inhale, lift your right leg up. This time, turn open the thigh. Lift your right leg as high as you would like. And maybe draw some circles with that leg or that knee in space. And on an exhale, step your right foot through between your hands and lower your back knee down. Inhale, reach your arms up. You can open up your chest towards the sky if that feels good in your body. Take one more breath. And then exhale, lower your hands down, lift your back knee up, come up onto your fingertips. And then exhale, pull your hips back into a hamstring stretch. Inhale, pull your heart forward into a lunge. And then exhale, pull your hips back into a hamstring stretch. 2 more times. And let this next exhale bring you back to down dog. Inhale, shift forward into plank. Exhale, roll to the outer edge of your right foot and reach your left arm up into vasisthasana. Option to lower your right knee down to support the pose. Press into the index knuckle of your right palm so you're not lifting any area of that right palm off the mat. Take another breath. And then exhale, lower your left hand down. Downward facing dog. Inhale, reach your left leg up. Go ahead and open your thigh, bend your knee, and you can explore a little bit here. Exhale, step your left foot through. Lower the back knee down and reach your arms up into Untitled. Drop the shoulders, but lift your sternum. Take another breath. Exhale, lower your hands down. Lift your back knee up, come up onto fingertips, and as you exhale, pull your hips back into a hamstring stretch. 3 more times. Just slowly awakening and opening the back of your legs. So let this next exhale take you back into downward facing dog. Inhale, shift forward into plank. Roll to the outer edge of your left foot and reach your right arm up into vasisthasana. If you like, you can lower your left knee down, stacking your shoulders, drawing that left shoulder blade down on your back. Finding those smooth, deep Ujjayi breaths. Take one more inhale. And then exhale, lower your right hand down and draw your hips back into downward facing dog. Now come high up onto your toes, bend your knees, step or hop to the top of your mat. Inhale, lengthen your spine. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise to stand, circle your arms up. And then exhale, hands to heart. Surya Namaskar. Inhale, arms reach up. Exhale, forward bend. Inhale, lengthen your spine, Ardha Uttanasana. And exhale, step or lightly hop back to Chaturanga Dandasana. Cobra or upward facing dog as you inhale. And then exhale into downward facing dog. 3 deep breaths. Come high up on the toes, bend the knees, step or hop forward. Inhale, lengthen your spine. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise to stand, root your feet into the earth. Exhale, hands to heart. A few more rounds. Inhaling, stretch up. Exhaling, forward fold. Inhaling, lengthen the spine. Exhaling, step or hop through a vinyasa, or you can always go straight into downward facing dog. Come high up on your toes. Bend the knees, step or hop to the top of your mat. Inhale, lengthen your spine. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise to stand. Exhale, pull it in. Samastitihi. Inhale, arms stretch up. Exhale, Uttanasana, forward fold. Inhale, find length. Exhale, step or lightly hop back. Chaturanga. Inhale through your back bend. Legs stay engaged. Exhale, down dog. 3 deep breaths. Checking in with your body. Checking in with your breath. Notice if you need to drop your knees into child's pose and take a rest. Come high on your toes. Bend the knees. Step or hop between your hands. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise to stand. Exhale, hands to heart. Last round. Inhaling. Exhaling. Inhaling. And make your way through. Inhale, lift your right leg up. Exhale, draw the knee to your nose in tiger's pose. This time, lower the shin just so it hovers above the mat. And exhale, lift the shin back up. Inhale, your right leg up and back. Exhale, step your right foot forward between your hands. Crescent pose, reach your arms up. Feel free to bend that back knee, pull the right hip in, and lift the frontal hip bones up. You've arrived. Allow yourself to settle in and find your strength, find your length, find your breath. Now lean your chest forward, run your arms down by your sides, take your hands to your outer hips and hug them in. Feel the frontal hip bones lift here. Feel the length between your tailbone and the crown of your head. Take another breath. Good. Exhale, lower your hands down, pull your hips back into that hamstring stretch. This time, draw your heart forward as your legs stay straight. Exhale, bow in. One more time. Inhale, heart pulls forward. Kind of like a little cobra. And exhale, fold in. Now lift your right leg up and back into a 3-limb down dog. Open your hip. Bend your right knee. And if you like, roll to the outer edge of your left foot and flip your dog. Make your way back into plank pose. Holding here. And you can choose vinyasa or downward facing dog. Inhale, your left leg lifts. Exhale, knee to nose, tiger's pose. Lower the shin down just a bit so it hovers above the mat, and then pull that left thigh back into your chest. Inhale your left foot up and back. Exhale, step your foot through between your hands. Inhale, reach your arms up into Crescent Pose. Drop your shoulders, and you can find a drishti or a focal point in which you focus your attention, but you still stay aware of your surroundings, of your body, of your breath, of your feet, of your mat. The gaze just stays steady on one still spot to focus your mind. Lean your chest halfway forward. Go to run your arms down by your side so that you can hug the outer hips and squeeze those guys in. You'll feel your frontal hip bones lift. And as that low belly lifts up towards your spine, find that length through your spine. Take another breath. Exhale, lower your hands down and pull your hips back. Option to flex that left ankle, but you can always keep it down. Take an inhale, just pull your heart forward towards your front toes, and then exhale. Pull back in. A couple more times. Now plant your hands down, sweep your left leg up and back, go ahead and open the hip, bend the knee into a 3-limb down dog, and then maybe roll to the outer edge of your right foot and flip. We'll meet back in plank pose and take a breath or two here before choosing a vinyasa or downward facing dog. Inhale, lift your right leg up. Exhale, step your right foot through, spin your back foot flat. This time line up front heel to back arch for warrior two. And straighten out your right leg, shift forward into Trikonasana, triangle pose. You can use a block. You have one handy with your right hand down. Arm stretching up. If not, hand to the shin. You can turn your left hand around and hook the inside of your right thigh if that feels good. If you're still needing a little bit more root down through your feet, reach your right arm forward. Inhale, extend your left hand back up towards the sky. Bend into your right knee and come into warrior two. Reverse your warrior, flip your right palm, reach back. And then exhale, lower your hands down to the mat. Spin onto your back toes, move your right foot over to the right. Take your right hand back inside of your right shin and pull your heart forward. You can lower your back knee down if you like. You can lower your forearms down if you like. Breathe into the intensity because I know it's intense. And allow the breath to open up the pose. So your mind or your ego, it'll want to push you farther. But unless the opening is there, the body will not open. Allow your breath to soften the tissues, to find the space for more depth. Take a deep inhale. And then exhale, let's meet in downward facing dog. Inhale, shift forward to plank. And go ahead and move through vinyasa. Inhale, reach your left leg up. Exhale, step your left foot through, spin your back foot flat, and set it up for warrior two. Straighten out your left leg, roll your inner right thigh back so your left hip crease folds as you lean your chest forward and lower your left hand down to a block or to the shin, and your right arm reaches up. Press down through the mound of your left big toe and keep reaching and extending through your limbs like you could reach beyond your feet and your fingertips. You might turn your right hand around and hook the inside of your left thigh. You might press down into your feet a little bit more, engaging your legs to reach your left arm forward. And we're looking for those smooth, deep breaths. Re-extend your right arm up towards the sky. Exhale, rebend into your front knee. Find warrior two. Reverse your warrior. Turn your left hand to the sky as you reach back. And exhale, lower your hands down to the mat. Turn onto your buck toes. Move your left foot to the left and take your left hand back inside. And you can choose to stay here or lower your back knee down or even lower your forearms down. And finding a drishti will help to focus your mind, to harness the mind. Oftentimes we refer to the monkey mind, and it kind of feels like your mind is jumping from thought to thought. That steady focus will help to keep you present in your body and on your breath. Slowly come back up onto your hands. Lift your back knee up if it's lowered, and let's meet in downward facing dog. Take a vinyasa, inhale, shift forward, and move through. Let's lower down into child's pose. Take a moment to reset. Now we're going to pick up the pace. If your body is asking you to slow it down, feel free to slow it down. Feel free to return to this pose as often as you need. Following my voice as your guide. One more deep breath in. and a long sigh out. Shift forward, back onto your hands and to your knees. Tuck your toes and downward facing dog pose. Inhale, lift your right leg up. Exhale, step it through. Warrior one, spin your back foot flat. Inhale, arms reach up. Exhale, hands come down. Step back, vinyasa or downward facing dog. Inhale, your left leg will rise. Exhale, step it through. Warrior one, back foot spins flat as your arms reach up. Exhale, hands come down. Vinyasa or down dog. Come high on your toes, bend the knees, step or hop to the top of your mat. Inhale, chest pulls forward. Exhale, forward fold. Chair pose, bend your knees. Drop the hips and then press to stand. Hands to heart. Chair pose, Utkatasana. Exhale, forward bend. Inhale, lengthen your spine. Step or hop back, Chaturanga, through vinyasa. This time, just step your right foot forward as your back foot spins flat and inhale, your arms reach up. Exhale, hands come down. Moving through that vinyasa, we're going straight to down dog. Exhale, left foot forward, back foot flat. Inhale, reaches your arms up. Exhale, hands come down to plant on the earth. Moving through. And gliding back. Come high to your toes, bend the knees, step or hop. Top of the mat, inhale, chest forward. Exhale, fold. Chair pose, bend your knees. Press to stand. Hands to heart. One more round. Chair pose, inhale. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, spine lengthen. And make your way back through that vinyasa. Right foot comes forward as you exhale. Inhale, stretches you up to stand. Exhale, come on back down. Left foot steps through, back foot flat. Take a deep breath in. Lion's roar, stick out your tongue. One more. Okay, last one. That breath helps to release excess heat in your body. Step your right foot forward, warrior one. Spin your back foot flat. Interlace the fingers behind your back. Draw your knuckles towards the earth. A little bit of space between your palms as you dive your chest forward. Humble warrior. Dropping the crown of your head down. Inhale, come back up into warrior one. Exhale, lower your hands down to the ground. Pivot onto your back toes and reach your right arm up into a twist. Draw the left shoulder blade down your back. Take one more breath. And then exhale, lower your right hand down. Step forward into warrior three. So your left leg will hover parallel to the mat. Press your right foot down into the earth as your right hip pulls back and then lift your body up. You can reach your arms forward. Take another breath. And then come up to stand, left foot lowers, draw your right knee in towards your chest. Oh, open up your right leg, take your right foot into tree pose, or if you like, peace fingers around your right big toe as you open up into extended. Take another breath. And then draw your right leg back to neutral and lower your right foot down to the mat. Hands to heart. Chair pose as you breathe in. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, lengthen your spine. Step back into plank pose. Roll to the outer edge of your left foot, and then you can take your right foot into tree pose, or take the peace fingers around your right big toe and extend. Take one more breath. And then exhale through a vinyasa or downward facing dog. Okay. Step your left foot forward, spin your back foot flat. Inhale, reach your arms up into warrior one. Interlace the opposite thumb behind your back, draw your knuckles towards the earth, and then fold inside of your left thigh. Feel the outer left hip pull in, outer left hip pull in as you press into the outer blade of your right foot. Inhale, come back up into warrior one. Exhale, hands lower down to the earth. Spin onto your back toes. Root your right hand down as you reach your left arm up into a twist. Lower your left hand down. Step forward into Virabhadrasana or Warrior 3. Press into your left foot. It's going to feel like you're really pressing your left foot down into the ground. That'll fold your left hip crease back as you roll your inner right thigh up. Squeeze those outer hips to lift your chest. Hands to heart or hands forward. Finding that drishti to find your balance. And like a seesaw, come up to stand. As your right foot lands, draw your left knee in. Whew. Open up your left thigh, placing your left foot into tree pose on the inner right thigh, or taking the peace fingers around your left big toe as you open. Deep breaths. Draw your left leg back to center and then exhale, lower your left foot down, hands to heart. Samastitihi. Chair pose, breathing in. Exhale, forward bend. Inhale, lengthen your spine. Step back to plank pose, rolling to the outer edge of your right foot. You can take your left foot into tree pose, Or take the peace fingers around your left big toe for extended vashi. Or if you're tired, lower your right knee down. Breathe. Through a vinyasa or back to downward facing dog. Step your right foot forward between your hands, lower your back knee down. Inhale, reach your arms up. Pray your hands to your heart to prepare you for a twist. Left elbow outside your right thigh. You can lift your back knee up if you like. Some of you might even open your arms wide. And find the bind. Lower your hands down. Pull your hips back. Ardha Hanumanasana. You might slide into Hanumanasana. Hanumanasana has never really been so accessible in my body with my hips staying neutral. So you can always bring your hips to a block if you want to come up. Arms can reach up. Go ahead and take one more breath. And if you're on Hanuman, go ahead and slide your hips back into Ardha. Rebend your front knee. Downward facing dog pose. Inhale, shift forward to plank pose. This time lower all the way down to the earth. Open your right arm to the side. So it's like an airplane wing. Bend your left knee and roll onto your right shoulder for a stretch. Let gravity be your guide. As the body opens, gravity will pull you in a little deeper. Come back onto your belly. Press your hands down into the mat. Draw your hips back into child's pose. And take a moment to reset. Come back up onto your hands and knees. Downward facing dog pose, please. Step your left foot forward. Lower your back knee down. Inhale, your arms reach up. Exhale, hands to prayer to your heart. Twist right elbow outside your left thigh and press your left palm into the right. Feel free to lift your back knee up if you like. You might even open your arms wide. Block can help out here as well. You might even come into the bind. Or maybe not today. Every day is different. Exhale, lower your hands down. Your back knees lifted, lower that down as well. Pull your hips back, Ardha Hanumanasana. Maybe slide it forward to Hanumanasana. Maybe a block comes underneath your left hip. To drop your right hip forward. Maybe arms rise towards the sky. And every pose is going to confront us in different ways. Really feeling into that sensation, breathing through it, noticing it without judgment. Deep breaths. And take a deep breath in. Stay for the exhale. And if you're in Hanumanasana, gently glide your hips back. Tuck your back toes. Lift your back knee up. And come back into downward facing dog pose. Inhale, shift forward into plank pose. Exhale, lower down to the earth. Release your toes. Open your left arm like an airplane wing. Bend your right knee, roll onto your left shoulder. And lower your left ear towards the ground. Roll back onto your belly. This time, interlace your fingers behind your back. Inhale, lift your chest. Draw the knuckles towards your feet. And if it feels good, lift your feet. Pull the toes together, roll the inner thighs up. Lift your heart and chest. And then exhale, lower back down. Press your hands down into the earth. Pull your hips back, child's pose. Now coming onto your back, you can shift into down dog and hop through between your hands, or just come onto your hands and knees, cross your shins, and roll slowly onto your back. Draw your shins parallel to the ground so the knees are stacked on top of your hips, and release the fingers behind your head. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, shoulder blades lift off the mat. And we'll do that 9 more times. 9. Bicycle twist to the right, send your left leg forward. Inhale, come back to center. And then exhale, bicycle twist to the left for 20, 19, 18, 10, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Knees pull in. Rest. Lift your feet back up towards the sky. Inhale, reach your arms up and overhead. Exhale, hands forward, shoulder blades lift. Lower your feet down. Navasana for 3, 2, and 1. Good. Let's go upside down. Reach your hands forward. Turn your palms towards the wall in front of you, but keep your triceps wrapping down so your shoulder tips glide towards your hips. You can reach your arms up. So again, you're not dumping your chest forward, but your ears rest between your arms. And then pull everything in towards the midline. Setting up for handstand. If you are near a wall, then you can go ahead and kick up at the wall. If you are in the middle of the room, hands come down. Find that same, I say enthusiasm, but same strength through your arms as your hands press into the earth and your triceps wrap back, finding that nice shelf across your chest. One leg lifts up. Be careful not to open the thighs. You want to keep your hips neutral, outer hips draw in to keep your belly engaged. Take a deep breath in. And as you exhale, exhale into your hands, which will curl your belly in. And then slowly take small hops into your hands. Looking for that L shape in your legs. Squeeze your inner thighs, hug your forearms in. And don't worry about the legs so much as you do about your focus and your breath. And then maybe your foot comes up. Breathe a lot. Your fingertips are your brakes. Take another breath. And slowly lower down to rest. Feel free to pause this video if you want to keep practicing lifting your feet up towards the sky. Otherwise, we'll come back onto your backs and set up for wheel pose. Feet come down, hands come by your face, fingertips facing forward. Draw the elbows in as you lift into bridge first. Press into your feet to press into your hands. Coming into wheel pose. And take one more breath. And draw the chin in. Slowly roll onto your back. Vertebrae by vertebrae. And rest. Bring your hands onto your belly. Open up your heels, let your knees knock in. Release any tension around your jaw. Pull your right knee in towards your chest. Send your left leg forward and take a twist. Right knee over to the left as your right arm opens. Draw your right knee back into center. Give your knee a hug. And then exhale, switch. Left knee pulls in as your right leg sends forward. And then go ahead and take your left knee over to the right. Right hand to your outer left thigh. As your left arm opens, and then close your eyes. Breathing so deep that it expands your belly. And then draw your left knee back into center and give it a hug. And draw your right knee in. And we'll come into a hip stretch so you can stay on your back for thread the needle if that feels good. Or if you want to rock forward and back and come up into single or double pigeon, you could do that as well. As you set up your hip stretch, gently drop in. Feel free, if you're in pigeon pose, to lift your hips up on a blanket or on a bolster. Follow the wave of your breath. Feeling that breath wash over your body and relax and release any extra tension. Feels like you're kind of ironing out your body. Breath by breath, it becomes smoother, more settled, and a little more gentle. And then gently switch sides, transitioning in any way that feels comfortable for you. And then slowly make your way out. And coming into one more forward fold, Hanumanasana. Sending both legs forward as you flex your ankles. Inhale, reach your arms up. Exhale, fold in. Take a deep breath to lengthen your spine. And then exhale, bow your chest, bow your head. Draw your shoulder tips towards your hips. Feel your sternum lengthen towards your toes. Feeling that light stretch across your heart, even along your spine. Take another breath. And then exhale, draw the chin in towards your chest and slowly roll your way down into Savasana. Final rest. Allowing your palms to face the skies, your toes open wide. Draw the shoulder blades down your back. Gently part your teeth as your tongue releases from the roof of your mouth. Feel all of that energy pour through your body, out through your fingertips, out through the soles of your feet, and out through your toes. And as you breathe in and out through your nose, a gentle sense of peace washes over your body. An inner contentment and joy that is inherent and natural within. As you release and let go of any weight that you're carrying, especially across your shoulders, that all just dissipates down to the ground, dissolves into the earth. As you scan your body from the tips of your toes up to the crown of your head and then all the way back down to your toes. Letting go. Sinking in. And surrendering. And choosing to remain here for as long as your body needs to feel rested and restored. Thank you so much for practicing with me today. Wishing you a beautiful and blessed rest of your day. Namaste.